there's nothing better than having your pet there at home to make things better, someone to cuddle up with, your dog, your cat, whatever. I don't know. Can you cuddle up with a bird, Tyler?
I'm sure you can. I don't know if that would be something that would be suggested.
All right, well, let's find out. Joining us now is the owner of Premier Pet Supply, Mike Palmer. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Doing really well, thank you. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you for joining us. Are you in the West Bloomfield store right now? We're seeing you on Zoom.
Well, I'm currently in our Beverly Hills store right now, but we are operational and doing all we can in West Bloomfield to serve the community there. My cousin and partner, Jeff, is at that store as we speak, and we're doing all that we can to keep the business afloat while also doing our share to keep people from socially interacting and staying at home and feeling safe.
Well, you're doing a great job. I appreciate it. Thank you twofold. A, for being with us. We'll talk pets in a minute. And but also, thank you so much for including us today on the Premier Pet Supply Facebook page, where you are our Facebook partner. And, you got a ton of followers. People must love you guys. You're like 8, 9, 10,000 followers. So for all of the people that are watching, your fans on Premier Pet Supply, and they're seeing you now, thank you. And you could say hello to them on your Facebook page right now.
Hi, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
So what don't we know about pets and our pets during this crisis?
Well, I think pets in general sense energy. And I think many people have recognized this, or maybe others haven't, but I mean, they really do have a sixth sense to know when we're anxious and, when we're sad, or even when we have, happiness and joy. And in a time like this, whatever energy that you may have, your pet's definitely going to sense. And, it's great to have them. A lot of us are cooped up at home alone, and, to have a pet, as a companion, to be there really helps getting people past situations like this.
Well, I think it's a great idea, and you're absolutely right. I just know that when I had my blood pressure taken last at an outing we did with Henry Ford Hospital, they had a therapy dog there, and they let you have the therapy dog in your lap or right with you when they were taking your blood pressure. And my blood pressure was never better. I'm kind of close to not having the blood pressure I should have, but it must have been very soothing for me when I had that test.
Yeah, it's been proven scientifically that actually petting an animal and doing that does lower blood pressure. It's incredible. I know it helps me. I mean, after a stressful day, and if I'm tired and I get home and my dog just recognizes that and puts her head on my lap and I just get to pet her, it brings me down a couple notches for sure. There's nothing like it. I mean, that unconditional love, no matter what, they're just there for you. We wish more people would be that way, right?
Well, yeah, no kidding. So Premier Pet Supply, you've got locations around Metro Detroit. We know the one in West Bloomfield. You're in Beverly Hills. Where else are you around our area?
We're also in Troy, in Rochester Hills, Livonia, Novi, Northville, and Canton.
All right, so go ahead.
It's kind of been put on the back burner. We're excited, though, that we will also be and are currently in the state of building a brand new store in downtown Detroit. So as soon as construction is back in the groove, and we'll get things moving and hopefully get open sometime here in summer.
Put on your business hat for a minute, if you would, Mike Palmer, owner of Premier Pet Supply. How's it been for you? I know you're open, but I'm sure this is impacting your business. What have you had to do to get through this?
Sure. I think challenging is the word that I've used most often. I have to start by saying it's definitely very difficult to complain at all, because I feel so fortunate that we're even open. I mean, my heart just breaks for those businesses that are currently closed and the people that are without jobs. But to speak transparently about what's happening, with our business, we've taken a big hit. We're probably down to about 40% of the employees that we typically keep here. No one's sick. A lot of people either had to stay home with their children, chose to stay home because they wanted to protect loved ones that they may live with, or just wanted to play it safe, and we're 100% in support of that. That being said, our business is down about the same number. We're down about 35, 40%, but we're working even harder, because with less employees, and now with the offerings that we immediately put into place with curbside and delivery to limit that social interaction that people are hoping for, to have a lack thereof. to minimize the interactions. Curbside is one of the things that we're doing, and the delivery. So in essence, what's happening is there'll be a lot fewer people in the store, but our lines are constantly ringing in our stores, and we have, employees that are designated to taking those phone calls, and they're running around the store, gathering the things that the customers need, then manually putting things through the computer system, and then manually putting in the credit cards, packaging everything together, putting it all where it needs to be, and situating it. And that takes 2 to 3 times longer than someone just walking in, buying their products, and leaving, which is typically been doing business for the past almost 30 years now. So we've definitely had to conform. I think in any situation, and if you're going to run a solid operation, and you have to conform as a business to whatever the current climate is. And right now it changed on us really quickly. So we had to adjust on the fly. And credit to my employees that have stuck around, and they've been working their tails off, truly harder than ever, just making things work. I've had customers FaceTiming my employees, putting orders together because they want to see what we're choosing. We're taking orders by email now because our phone lines are constantly busy. And so it's challenging, but we're making it work, and we are open. People are more than welcome to still come into the store. We have cut our hours by 2. Typically we close at 7 o'clock or at 9 o'clock. Now we're closing at 7 o'clock. And that's just because it's hard to staff. But other than that, we're doing everything that we can. And I constantly tell everyone that I interact with is that you can't waste energy in the things that you can't control. But, what I can control is how we do business here. And so far, so good.
Mike, I appreciate you telling that story. Mike Palmer, owner of Premier Pet Supply, because it resonates across our entire culture, across everyone in Michigan, across everyone in Oakland County. We're suffering right now. We're doing the best we can, and everybody's just got to, tough it up. It's a war. Do the best you can, and it certainly sounds like you folks are doing that. So congratulations to you and your team. I like the fact that some folks have said everyone is essential. Everyone is right now. Even people who are staying at home, maybe they are the most essential of all, because it ain't easy. It's not easy staying home and going through what people have gone through, and now we'll all be going through at least till the end of the month. So congratulations. In my grocery store, I can rarely get eggs, and I can never get toilet paper. What's being hoarded in pet stores? Or maybe nothing, I hope.
Well, there was an initial surge where people just didn't know. There's still to this day a lot of uncertainty, but I think we've got a better understanding of where we're at and where things are going. But about 3 weeks ago, we had a lot of customers not knowing what was going to happen. So there was an influx of customers coming into the store purchasing lots and lots of food and litter, primarily. Interesting, fact about our business is the primary products that we sell, about 70-80% of that is dog and cat food. And that's just about what everybody was buying. And for a bit there, my distributors and suppliers were concerned that they wouldn't be able to keep up with the demand. The thing about pet supplies and pet food is that the shelf life is a lot longer than your groceries. Usually the distributors and the manufacturers have a few months surplus of the product on hand, because your average bag of food is typically good on the shelf for about a year or so. But they were limiting us to what we could buy, not knowing if this would continue or not. Obviously, it's not like grocery business, the grocery stores, where now everyone who's buying groceries is at home. They're not eating out or not going to work and eating there. They're eating everything that they're buying, and they're constantly in need of more and more. With pet food, it's not quite as bad. So still, a few weeks later, there's a couple manufacturers that are just now catching back up with some of the inventory that they were having a hard time supplying. There was some issues with some truck drivers and precautions that were taken in some warehouses and supply chains that limited the speed in which we were getting product that we normally would get no problem. But as of now, I think everything's kind of hit a point where we're back into a groove. We're at regular stock levels, and there hasn't been an issue of shortages, just a couple here and there.
All right. Mike Palmer, thank you for joining us. Mike Palmer, the owner of Premier Pet Supplies. Are pets safe? I mean, we've talked to others that said pets cannot get the coronavirus. Is that what you're hearing as well?
It is exactly what I've heard and what I've read. There was a case early on where a dog, tested a I guess it was slightly positive for curing it, but not actually having it. But then I don't know if that was something that they ever were able to figure out. But no issue with pets carrying it. It's a completely different strand of virus that only affects humans. So we don't have to worry about that at all.
And is anyone bringing the dog or cat to the store with them, or is that forbidden?
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, some people are, still just playing it safe, but a lot of people have been. We recognize that with all the extra time people have had, we've got a lot of puppies coming in the door. So people that were on the fence, weren't sure if they were going to get a puppy or not, have chosen to do so because the kids are at home and everybody's there and they've got time to train that puppy properly. So that's actually been really nice to see, and that's given us a lot of things to smile about when we see those puppies come through the door, which is great.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So a lot of people, it only makes sense. A lot of people are getting pets right now, huh?
Yeah, it's been nice. Unfortunately, there's a lot of dogs that were in the fosters. That good story was they were able to find foster families that take those, but at the rescues, they can no longer operate and really do any of those adoptions through the venues like the Oakland County Animal Shelter, the Michigan Humane Society, who we're both partnered with. But they will have a great need for those animals to find homes ultimately, once this ban is lifted. And so hopefully a lot of people recognize that there is a need to find great homes for those animals that are in the rescues and shelters, once all this subsides.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. We're always looking for a unique local angle on the coronavirus, and I don't think I've seen a single pet store owner on CNN or Fox News or even maybe our local TV station. So there we go. Thank you for joining. That was great. Thank you very much. I learned a lot today, and good luck. And you guys, tell us again where your locations are if people want to stop out and visit one of you today.
Sure. We've got 8 locations in Metro Detroit. We have Troy, Rochester Hills, West Bloomfield, Beverly Hills, Novi, Canton, Livonia, and Northville. You can call all our stores if you'd like to have curbside or delivery. We're doing free delivery for any orders over $25. Our phone lines are limited. We weren't ready for the onslaught of phone calls we're getting. So if you can't get through, email us. It's usually the city of the store. It is the city of the store, followed by @premierpetsupply.com. So West Bloomfield @premierpetsupply.com. If you can't get through over there, we'll get back to you right away. We can't thank everyone out there enough for all their continued support. Now is the time more than ever. I always try to drive this home, supporting local, keep your money local. We try to be the epitome of what that means by giving back as much as we can, both physically and monetarily, of our time and money to the local community and keeping things moving. So thank you all for your support and continued support. It means the world.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Mike Palmer, the owner of Premier Pet Supply, with us here today.